Good morning, Chris. Good to see you. I was looking at the production reports as I do each month, and I was amazed. You've done so well in a short period. Tell me, what are the reasons? What are you doing? I mean, you probably hadn't gotten the memo. The market's slow. You're doing so well. Tell me why.
Well, thank you so much for those kind words. And really, the reason is I just try to find a solution to every problem. There's always something that can be done once we take emotion out of it. That's the one big reason. A second thing is just making sure that we're listening to everything. What I've observed is that it's a very scary process for people. And so just to take that emotion and run with it and use it to our advantage and making sure that we're coming to a solution for everybody is the best thing.
That's good. Well, it's working for you. Keep it up. Don't change. Chris, I've been reading a lot about the changing real estate markets. What is your perspective on the New Mexico market?
Well, in New Mexico, pretty much just like every place else, the last couple of years, we have seen precipitous change. We've seen, houses that we used to sell for 200, 230,000 are now in the $300,000 range. Just crazy increase. Now we're seeing an increase, but it's not as much. So what this is doing is a couple of things. There's not as many competitive offers that are out there. So this is allowing our new buyers now to be out there and going to be able to shop, see as many houses as they want. And when they actually do find their dream home, they're actually able to pay it for list pricing as opposed to well above market what they were having to do a couple of years ago just to stay competitive.
What is the mindset of the buyers that you've been working with? I mean, what is their perspective about the market?
Well, their perspective is kind of similar to that. They're scared right now, and they're thinking that everything's going to be changing into the negative, and it's not quite the case. The houses is not dropping like it did back in 2008. The houses are still increasing. They're just not increasing at that same precipitous amount that it was the last couple of years. So it's slowed down, but this is a huge opportunity for buyers now because they don't have to pay these well over the list prices that they were paying a couple of years ago.
That's great. Chris, one thing you told me you had a passion and you enjoyed working with kids, coaching in Little League football. I'm just curious, do you see any similarities between your coaching experience and what you're doing today in the mortgage business?
Oh, absolutely. And one thing I do see is habits. When I was coaching Little Leagues, we had, this one kid that always run to the right, no matter what happened. We'd tell him to run to the left, and he would always run to the right. So we had to break that habit. While in the mortgage world, it's the same thing. We see people constantly pushing down interest rate, when there's other things to look at. So we got to get you to look at these other ways, the left side, if you will, of other things that are happening in the market. So we're not just focusing on one element, and that's our whole focus.
That's really interesting, Chris. So we got to start running to the left, right?
Exactly, that's right.
Thanks for that little tidbit. Have a good weekend.
Thank you very much. You too.